Hello there again, friends. Today is 2/12/2022, and today is Odin Project Vlog Day 60. Um, this is not the video you expected. I was supposed to do the start the project, the calculator project for JavaScript, but instead today I took a step back and I wanted to refocus on what we covered last night. And my really poor attempt at explaining the find the oldest exercise from yesterday. And so I want to go over that again today. And I went through it again, and this time I sprinkled console.logs in here to further understand what's really going on, because it was really bugging me. It was bugging me last night after I put up the video. It was bugging me this morning, so I always want to put out good content that you guys find value in. So here's an example of how we're going to use console.log to help us figure out what's going on. I'm not going to go through all three examples because I really don't want to make this a long video. It's just going to be kind of a bonus short video today, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll get back on track and start the next project and upload then. So this is just going to be focusing on find the oldest, and that'll be all we do. So what I did is I put console.log in there to report out the oldest, to report out the current person, the oldest, and then to also report out the current age and oldest age as it iterates through. So this whole thing's a loop. Well, not whole thing, but this here is a loop if you remember. So the reduce is going to create two variables called oldest and current person. That's going to have it's instantiating them. So they're not going to have, the parameters aren't going to have any values in them going through, but it's going to read through each of the three objects in the array and evaluate as it goes through each time. So what it does, so I don't know if you guys have ever done this before. You can run Jest with console.log. You just got to kind of look between the lines to see what it says here. So the first one is console.log oldest, which hits right here. It's reading in Carly, which makes sense because Carly is the first object in the array, and so she's naturally going to be up here, and we're evaluating her as oldest right now. So we're reading her in, and so her year of birth and her year of death will come down here, and it's exact same thing. It's just called a different variable. You probably could put year of birth and year of death in here to keep things the same, but they probably, for less keystrokes, they just did that. But anyway, that evaluates their age, returns that age by that mathematical calculation of death versus, excuse me, death minus birth, and reports that back up in here, and that becomes oldest age. So, and remember when you call in the object, since we're doing it as an array, it's going to call in the entire array object, which is good. We want that. So on current, it's reading in Ray, because what it did is it took Carly all the way through, and I'm not sure. Okay, so Carly automatically becomes, if I understand this right, Carly automatically becomes the oldest because she's the first one to evaluate and there's nobody to evaluate against her. So she's going to come through as oldest. So when we come down to this line, the current person then becomes Ray, because Ray is the second object in the array. So we're going to evaluate Ray as the current person. So again, we'll spit through get age to get his age through the mathematics, and then we're going to report out. We're logging out those ages to make sure that's right. So Carly is. Let's see. So Carly is oldest and current is Ray. So current. So Carly is 28 years old, and Ray is 49. So what it does here then is it returns oldest is less than current, returns current. Otherwise, if oldest is is bigger than current, it will return oldest. So our evaluation right here is current is 49, so current gets put there. Oldest is 28, which gets put there. 28 is less than 49, so it's true, so we're going to return current person. So if you remember from previous lessons, the first variable in a reduce, the first variable or parameter that you're introducing is the one that iterates. So even though we're returning the current, because this is a true statement, the oldest then becomes Ray, because we're returning Ray back up, but Ray is going to become the oldest since he's in the return, and the loop understands that. So Ray actually turns from current into oldest automatically, if I'm understanding that correctly. So if you go down a little bit more, whoa, okay. So there you go. So now that's how that worked. So I think I explained that right. So now Ray is the oldest. He's being evaluated again. And this time he's being evaluated against Jane, which makes sense because Jane is the next and last object in the array. So Jane is evaluated as current person. So you can take her year of birth, her year of death, and then slam it down here, get the age, put in the birth year. So her current year of birth, becomes birth, and her year of death becomes death, and then death minus birth is returned. So her age is returned back up to current and old age. So now we are at this point, we are evaluating Ray and Jane. So remember that Ray is our oldest. And what happened here? My scroller's not working. Sorry, guys. Crap. Hang tight. Okay, here we go. Dang it. Sorry. This is frustrating me. My scroller doesn't really work like it should in the VM, I'm finding out. So give me just a second here. Okay. Dang it. Where is ranging? Okay. It's not. There we go. Hang tight, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulty here. So we have, okay, Carly, Ray, Jane. Okay. See, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, there's Ray and there's Jane. Oh, I'm not touching that again. So we evaluate their age. So remember, Ray is currently the oldest. So the oldest is 49. So oldest gets put here, 49. Jane is 29. She's current, so she gets put here. Is 49 less than 29? It is not. So we're going to return back the oldest because that's a false statement. So if it's current person, that's true. If it's oldest person, that means that's evaluated false. That's how this return line works. So Ray again gets passed back up to the top of the reduce with age of 49 yet. And since we are at the end of the array, there is nothing else to evaluate. Ray is returned here at the top as oldest, and it returns the entire object. So Ray gets reported out, and that's what we see here in the. It's probably gonna screw up here. Yep. It doesn't. I don't have a return statement for the return. I don't have a console statement for the return out. But yeah, so here's Ray going back up as oldest. So that's how that works. So I'm going to keep this video short. It's right around 10 minutes. So I hope this did a much better job of helping you guys understand how this, if you didn't understand before, and my explanation yesterday was really poor in the last videos. So hopefully this one made a lot more sense. I know it made a lot more sense to me when I sat down and console logged it and took my time with it to understand how it's flowing, how it's working, how the logic works, you know, the algorithm. And so I just hope that this clarified it for you guys and that you learned a little bit today with me. This was a complicated one. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot going on here. Trying to understand the traversing and the changing of the variable names, but they still carry the same values is tough. And then trying to remember, that this, you kind of got a nested function that then becomes a constant, and that constant's pulled through. Yeah, it's just there's quite a bit going on, but hope I did a good job. And so, again, as always, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. And let me know in the comments what you guys think of this exercise and this further explanation and do a deeper dive. So, with that said, until next time, see ya.